asked Blue about like I did some classes. I did some live classes and people just started asking me about my membership and I'm like,
Oh,
because
yeah,
I
right.
just didn't have it. So he told me what to do and he's like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I did all those things and it was great. People joined my event or they paid for my event. So now I
Nice.
just want to get a checklist
Nice.
of just tell me, do this, because my brain is too full to sit there and try to sort this shit out. So just tell me
Fair
what I
enough.
gotta do. So the first question is, currently I am doing a challenge and I'm putting a link into an event on Facebook. And I mean, I have them set up for the whole week in advance. But what I would really like to do is have this lead them to the dashboard because I really wanted to start figuring that out. And this is a very safe way for me to do it because there's not a whole lot of people showing up to this challenge that I'm doing.
Mm.
And um, my question that I did first is I want them to be going to my dashboard, but I want them to access it through Facebook because that's what we've been doing for 2 weeks now, because it's been going on for 2 weeks. Um, can I do that? If so, how?
So tell me how currently you've got people going to Facebook, and
Yeah.
are these people that they're repeat attendees, like coming back,
Some
or
of
is
them
it
are.
new people? Okay.
It's so it's not, I shouldn't say I'm having them go to Facebook. I'm posting it in Facebook. I have four
Yep.
different pages that I posted in Facebook. I use a Zoom link. I did try it with Facebook Live and I did not like Facebook Live. So
Yep.
because I can't really share anything, I can't do anything. And
Yep.
so I took a Zoom link and then I made an event in Facebook. I made multiple events in Facebook, one for each day that we're doing this because I'm doing it 5 days a week, 15 to 30 minutes. So I am using Zoom. They are seeing this like an advertisement kind of thing or an event in Facebook. What I would like to have happen when they're in Facebook and they see this and they click the link to join, it takes them to the dashboard or takes them. I don't
Okay.
really get it. I don't understand how all of it works, but I just want them to be able to start going to the dashboard and
Yep.
I can join from there.
Yep. Great. Okay. And um, have you got an Obvio event set up?
I
No.
have a
Yep.
practice one set up. I mean, so
Okay.
that's actually one of my things is, and reason I'm asking you is because on Monday is when I want to start this. So I have the rest of this week already. The Zoom links are in Facebook, all that jazz. So I am setting up a dashboard, basic before Monday. That's what
Okay.
it was what I'm gonna have to do. And then I will start
And that's
that.
when you want to switch over. You want to
Yeah.
switch over to that on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because you're still doing them daily this week,
Yes. Mhm.
with your a Zoom link, your own Zoom link.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. And so there's a couple of different ways, but the easiest way is the sign up feature in Obvio. So what that is, I'm wondering if would you like to share your screen and we just show it a little bit on the test event that you've got, or what do you think? Or I can show you on
No,
a
I don't want
different
to do
event.
that. I mean, we
Good.
can.
A
I
definitive
don't.
response is what I was looking for, and that's what I got. Very good. I'll show you. I'll show you on this event here. Um, let me share the screen. So the sign up feature. Let me get this right. There we go. Um, the sign up feature in Obvio is designed to get people in. It's particularly about free events, right? Like you're not charging people for this. You just want to get them in
Mhm.
as quickly and as easily as possible. And so when we look at design and then sign up, this is the way to be able to edit this the way that it looks. It is, and you'll see when you click copy on this little button here, you'll see that
Do
it
I need
gives
to
you.
click copy? Is that what you're telling me, or are you just doing
Well,
something?
I'm just showing you that that will be the address that you'll use, right? So
Oh,
once you've
gotcha.
got
This is like
your,
preview.
yep,
Got it. Okay.
yep. So
Got it.
this is
Okay.
what an attendee sees, right?
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
they put in their first name, last name, email. The nice thing with this is if they're not already an attendee on that event, then it'll add that person and then take them to the dashboard.
Okay.
If they are already an attendee, it'll just take them to the dashboard, right? Like it because it knows that it's not recreating someone every time. It's not signing them up a new
Oh,
time.
gotcha. Okay.
It just
Yep.
sees, and so if you have repeat people coming back,
Yep.
while they do need to enter their details, it still will just get them in quickly and easily. And so
So each
that's
time
what
that
I
they
would,
go, they're going to have to enter this?
well, if they're coming from Facebook, right?
Okay, got it. Got
So
it. Got it. Okay.
once they've signed up once, you've now got their contact details. You could
Yeah.
send them emails. You could schedule those emails to go out and say, hey, come back, join us for day 3 at this time, whatever, join us for day 4,
Oh,
right? Because you've got their details there. And you can do that either. Have you got a CRM that you use?
yeah. I got Go High Level. Well, I got Mastermind, but Go High Level. Yeah.
Sure. So you can connect it and you could send them from there, right? And so you could be sending it, or you can send it straight from Obvio, and you can just send a simple email um, and have that send their unique link, which means that anyone that gets the email clicks on their own link, it takes them straight to the dashboard. They don't have to enter any details.
So how do
Does
I
that
do
make sense?
that? Yeah, that makes sense. And I want that to happen. So how do I make that? Because if I can stay out of Go High Level and automations for
Sure.
this particular event, because it's just such a simple event, that would be
Yep.
great.
Yep. That makes sense. All right. So the first step was just to get your
Yeah.
this page set up. There's nothing too major to do, but obviously you want to set your styling and however you want to make that look. Okay. And then you've got
And I can put my logo there, right? Instead of
you
Obvio.
can it 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Change that there. You can turn the logo off or put your own there. You can play around with the sizing and things like that, right? So that's all
Yeah.
just in here. And you can change whatever this is called as well,
Yep.
join, whatever you want, right? So that's
Mhm.
that. Once that's there, make sure that it's enabled. So up there, you just have that toggled and turned on. That
Oh,
means that
good point.
means that the page will actually work, right? The slash sign up on whatever you've called your event
Yep.
uh, will be able to be accessed, right? And be using and use it. So from there, what you're doing, we're now talking about communications. And so what will happen is someone will join, they'll end up as an attendee. They'll be an attendee in Obvio. Now when we look at broadcasts, I mean it's super straightforward here that you would name it. Let's just say day 3. You're going to send it at whatever time you want to send it exactly. Um,
And what am I sending?
Yep.
This is my follow-up, like, hey, you were in the last one and I want you to go to the next one. I'm not gonna say that, but that's in my brain what I want to have happen, right?
Okay, let let me just be clear on this. So someone comes like this is a 5-day challenge or something. Is that what it is?
Well, it's 30 days, but yeah, we'll say 5 days. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, sure. It's a number of days challenge.
Yes.
Um, so what's important to note about the Ovio emailing is that they are what's called transaction emails, not marketing emails, right?
Great.
So these are people that have already signed up
Right.
to your challenge, and now you're sending them a transaction email, which is essentially saying that they expect it, right? That doesn't come out of the blue. It comes from the fact that they signed up one day, and now they're getting a reminder that hey, we're back on now. This is day 27. Come back and join now, right? So that's
Right.
specifically what this is for.
That
So
perfect.
they've
That's what I want. Okay.
so that means that they found you on Facebook, they went to the sign up, and then the next day, or I mean,
Yep.
you can trigger it. I can show you that as well. There's a welcome
Nope.
email,
Perfect. Nope.
but
That's perfect. That's what I wanted to know. That's perfect.
that's great. Yep. So now you're saying, great, here's the next day. And so Now it's just going to send out to everyone. And so just looking at this, you're sending it whatever you want to do, 15 minutes before, 1 minute before, whatever you want to do. You can set that up. Distribute over time is only when you've got thousands of people and you don't want them to all come at the same time. It's a very specific thing that you don't worry about that. Send to is this is where you can change it. You can change the scope of it and you can filter it based on a couple of different things. Checked in means that they have actually gone to the dashboard before. And so in your use case, they all will have gone to the dashboard because they've signed up, they've gone to the dashboard. So they are checked in, they've gone to the dashboard. The other filtered options is where you might have other tags for people and things, and where you could start to segment it. And so you could say, hey, you've missed the last 2 days, or whatever it is, you could start to get tricky with it.
Okay.
Yeah, you could start to get tricky, but
Yeah.
to start with, you're probably likely just going to send it to all the people that have signed up. You're sending by email. Now you will need to go to your organization settings, which you find up in here, and you'll find them up in there. And it's straightforward. You just need to add an email address that you want to be the reply email, right? So these are ones that we have set up in this organization. But it could be that it might be some sort of support email or something that you've got that when people reply to the email that you've sent. It's being sent from no reply at Obvio is the address that it comes from, but the reply to address when someone hits reply will be this address that you set up in your organization settings, which means that's where it will go back to, and it could just be your email, or it could be a support email or something that you've got. So once you've got that set,
can you pause for a second? Where
yes.
are my organization settings? Is that under design? Is that?
So if you go,
is there a little? I just missed what you said.
There is up here. Yeah. So when this is not actually my account. So when you're looking at your account, you're going to see organization settings, and you'll go there, and then you're going to see the email there.
I remember. Yep. Okay. Thanks.
Yep. I can't remember if I saved that or not. Probably didn't. So once you've done that, once you've set your email address that's coming from, now it's just as straightforward as let me show you a new one again. It's as straightforward as choosing the subject of the email and then the body. And the key thing to include is a login link, right? Which is when you click these variables here, login URL. You see that? So that's just going to.
Where did you just do that from? Did you do it under
variables?
Okay. Yeah,
variables.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where, of course, you can put. You could put hi, first name, right? All these types of merge fields,
clever.
right?
Okay.
Type of thing.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Join day 29 here, and you can put the link in like this. Now, most email readers will pick that up as a URL, but you can, to be sure, you could do click here to join, and you could make that a link. Oops, when you do that.
I see what you're saying. Yep.
Justin, I thought we'd fix that, but do you see when you release the click outside of the modal, it takes it as a click as if you clicked outside of it. Does that? You
pretty much across the whole platform.
I just didn't. No, well, I could be okay.
So I do have a question though. I understand
that is my experience as well.
Yeah, it's annoying.
But
Um,
no
But I
doubt.
understand what you're saying. I understand how to change that to a hyperlink. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But
yeah, that
when
was
I
that
use
just
that
there.
variable and I choose that login URL, I don't need to do anything. That just will automatically be the dashboard URL, correct?
Correct. It's
Okay,
not
all right.
just the dashboard URL, but specifically tokenized as a magic link for that person. So it will log them in as that person.
Oh, great. Okay. All right.
And just for others playing at home, I'll just show creating a hyperlink there. We've got a little link there, so you could put a link to anything else that you want to send, but you can also just hit login, and that puts the login URL there. And now that's become a link that people could click on.
Oh,
And
that's
you,
different than what I thought. I'm glad you showed that.
okay,
Okay, cool.
okay, yep. You can also do a big button in that same vein, and that can be a login URL and then the text, whatever you want to write. And now you've got a nice big button for people to click on as well. So often we will do multiple. Like I will
Yeah.
I will put a big button there, and then I'll also put just have the login URL, at the bottom as well, just so it's super clear for people how they do
Yep.
it. Might be a couple of different ones, right? So once you do that, then you schedule it, you save it. Just a little trap for young players is that it's always in draft, right? Until you set it to publish. So at the top there, you need to toggle it to publish. And so once you've got it all set, you're happy, you can set it to publish. Now, a nice thing with these two is that you can send a test to yourself, which I suggest always doing. And that is right here. So if you saw, I chose
Yep.
the email that I wanted to test, click on those dots, click to send test, put in. Now, if you put in an email address that is not an attendee, it's going to just use sort of random data and the link won't work, but it'll show you the email. If you do use an email address that is an attendee in there for this test, then it will be using the correct data.
Okay.
And so that can be handy. You can create yourself as an attendee, put your own email address in, send an email test to yourself, and then you can test the full workflow, including that the login link works and the magic link works all the way through to the dashboard.
Got it.
Um,
Got it.
so that's worth doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so
Perfect. Okay.
now you're all set. Make sure that it's published, so that you're looking for this to be a solid circle there that is saying that it's ready to publish, and then it's going to be, once it's done, it'll be solid to say that it was sent. And
Okay.
so you can go ahead and schedule those, for the whole month, whatever you want to do, um,
Mm-hmm.
and that will work there. Okay.
So here's a question. I
hmm
will need to make a different one for every day that I want to send a reminder, like a different email, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you could get fancier in Go High Level, and potentially you could set up some automations that are sending daily emails.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
and so
I
you
have
could do
that.
that, but you can't do that in Obvio.
Okay. Okay.
And Barbara, if your message is fairly similar, if you click on the three dots, it also has a duplicate
Great.
option.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Okay.
Anything else?
Whew. Okay. So I just want to look at my notes really quick.
Yeah.
So in Facebook,
Hmm.
what am I doing? Like, so if I create this event and
Yep.
I'm in Facebook, so is there a link because right
Yep.
now I'm using my Zoom link because there's like three options to create an event. What link am I using to put in there?
Totally. So that was the one that we used the copy button from the sign up page, right? So remember this page, we've gone to design, sign up. We've
Yeah.
made sure that our sign up page we're happy with, and then we click that copy link there, and that is the link. Now I pasted that, and that's what I got here. The event that we're in right now is update.obv.io/sign up. And that's the link you'll use in Facebook or anywhere you want to publish it, get people to sign up.
Perfect. So
Makes sense?
I just put that in place of my Zoom link that I've been using. I just basically put it in that same spot, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I
And
think
it's
I
a-
got
Will
that.
you,
It's a nice
What's
Grant,
that?
will you go back where it showed the copy link at the top? How did
Sure.
you get that?
Yeah, so this is in design, and sign up is where we're looking at this page.
So when you clicked on sign up, that's when the blue little box came?
This one, the copy
Yeah,
button.
the copy thing.
Copy button.
Okay,
Copy
thank
button's
you.
always there. Yep. It's always there.
Mhm.
Yep. And it's always the same. It's always /sign up, sign_up after your event, your
Okay.
specific event domain name. So that's what it always is. But it's just there for convenience.
Cool. Okay, so
Okay.
my next question was, so I sent you a litany of questions. So am I
Yeah,
still
you-
good to go, or do we want to let somebody else go before I go?
Keep going. We're on a roll.
Muddy has a timeout. Muddy's got timeout.
Oh,
Well, I have timeout because I have something to insert right here as part of this learning that is super valuable. Grant referenced it, but I
I'll
want to
judge whether it's valuable or not, Muddy. All right.
I want to emphasize it. He mentioned that when you send a test email, if the user is in there, it'll be real data, and that you could add yourself as an attendee. And what I would say is it's really valuable for two reasons to add yourself as an attendee. So I'm hoping Grant can show us, just kind of go to the attendee page and how to add someone manually. Because when you add yourself as an attendee, number one, when you send that test email, it's a real email. The links
Right.
should work. So because it's kind of, it can be discombobulating if you send yourself a test email, but nothing actually works in the test email. But also the other advantage of adding yourself as an attendee is you'll see all the real broadcasts when they go out. So you'll have some reassurance like, okay, the reminders went out. I got it too as an attendee. But the other thing is that when you are looking at the design of your page on the dashboard, there's a little toggle at the top where you can say like preview, and it'll kind of show you the look and feel. But the same thing happens, that the buttons and links don't actually work. That little toggle for preview just kind of shows you the look and feel. The best way, the most accurate way to really understand how your dashboard functions, and in order to test your dashboard, is to log in as an attendee. And if you put yourself in as an attendee, you can log in as yourself, and you'll be on the real dashboard. You'll be on the dashboard where all the buttons should work, all the functionality. So you'll be able to really have assurance of what your attendees are going to see and to know that things are working correctly.
Okay.
Over to you, Grant. How do we add someone as an attendee?
Yeah.
You just
So
did it. I
that's
think I saw what you're doing. Yeah, you went
Yeah.
to
exactly.
attendees on the left side, and then you also chose attendees below that, and then you filled it in, right?
Absolutely.
Did I
Yep.
catch that? Okay.
And then I could open it as Marty was saying. I could open it, and then I can click this button to view as that attendee, and see that it was all working great. And that's the link that would be sent out to people in that email, which will take them straight to the dashboard as them, log them in as them, and take them to the dashboard.
Okay. Okay, awesome.
That passes as valuable,
Well,
Muddy.
Well, was it valuable? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I'll let it through.
So do you
All right.
want to other people to go, or can I ask my last two questions?
Well, if anyone has
Or-
anything burning about what we were just asking, I think we might have had. Kat, you're good. All right.
Okay,
Yep. No.
So the
Let's
next-
keep going. I'm on a
so
roll.
the next one was, so for someone to make my dashboard, I am understanding they need my sales page. And then I'm gonna ask a really low level question, because I just want to be clear. Like, what do we mean as a sales page? Do we mean my offer that I'm doing? Do we mean the funnel that I make in GHL?
Top of the funnel.
Okay.
Yeah,
the funnel.
if you think of the widest part of the funnel, you're thinking of what people are signing up to first, their first thing. Now, what we have just spoken about is essentially serving as your sign up page to get them into the challenge, and you're just making that as easy as possible, right? And so, whatever copy and things that you're putting on Facebook is kind of that first thing to then get them to sign up, and you're using Obvio to just get them straight in. And a big advantage of that, of course, is the repeat, the daily repeat. Is you just want to get them straight to the spot that they need to get to every day. And then you've got the further steps of offer, and getting them to actually sign up to and pay for something, the offer that you've got.
So I understand exactly what you're saying. I guess I should have clarified. This is for my 3-day event now. Like I want to make an
Okay.
actual dashboard for my 3-day event. And I just want to make sure that we're still talking about my funnel that I create in GHL. That's going to be the sales page that
And
you
that's
all
what I was-
need in order to
Yep.
make a dashboard. Okay.
Yep. So so we talk about a 3-day event now, and you're charging for it. You're charging something for it, right?
Right.
And so now you're setting up a sales page on high level, and you're connecting that to Obvio still, right? Like you're connecting that event, because Obvio is where you'll deliver the event, right?
Right.
Like that's where the 3 days happen. And so, but the process is that people are going to that sales page, hearing all the wonderful reasons why they should sign up to your event, and then they're saying yes, they're paying, and in that process, we're now saying, okay, now that they've signed up, connect them to Obvio, so that Obvio then populates high level with the URL, and now that's what you send out from high level. Likely, you'll send all of your emails to those people saying, okay, get ready for day one, XYZ, here's your login link, takes them to the dashboard, away it goes. Yeah.
Okay. So I understand what you're saying, but I just want to dumb this down a little bit. So, because you keep saying sales page, and there's nothing in Go High Level that's called a sales page. Absolutely nothing.
Sure.
So this is why I keep getting confused. I'm like, people tell me sales page, and I'm like, there's
Fair enough.
absolutely nothing called a sales page. So I just want to make clear that we are talking about a funnel that has my payment link attached to it, right?
Yes.
My payment. Okay, good. All right.
Correct. There's nothing called funnel either in high level.
It is called a funnel. That's called my funnel pages.
Oh, in high level?
Yeah, that's what it's.
Through
Well, it is a
Mastermind, maybe.
mastermind. That's what it's called in mastermind.
Okay.
And to be clear, the
Nomenclature.
reason that people would want that funnel page to help build the dashboard is so that there is some consistent look and
Right.
feel. They can pull the colors, graph. You don't
Yes.
need that in order to build a dashboard. It's helpful to build a dashboard that has a consistent look and feel.
Brand. It's got my branding. Yeah. Yep. I get that. Cool.
Mm.
So here
you
is
wanna-
the final thing.
You want
I
to
just-
take people's money is the key, though. Like that's the purpose of that page, is to get people's money. So
Yeah. So
Blue.
just to get this clear in my head,
Blue.
this was the other part of your question. Or the other part of the question I posted. So, actually I have a couple more questions now that I look at my thing. If I
No
make
doubt.
a dashboard, if I make a dashboard on my own, because I just want to know how to do this basic, type thing.
Yes.
Can I still bring it to one of these and someone can fix it or add to it if I've not done it right? Is that
Yes.
still an option? Okay.
100%.
So I want to do that because I just want to create it so I have an understanding, because I think if I know the behind the scenes, it will be much better when I go into my event to understand what I've done behind the scenes rather than someone else did it all. And maybe I need to fix something in the minute. I don't know. Anyway, so good. That's good to know.
I would say that you've got a couple of days, and then come to open office hours with Blue, and he can have a quick look at it on Friday.
Yeah.
Then you know that you're good for Monday. Yes.
Well,
I just
that's a
threw
different
Blue in it.
dashboard. I'm talking about, so I have two different dashboards. I'm having this 30-day thing that's going to be super basic. It's going to have not much in it. It's just really me, a way of forcing myself to get into Obvio finally. And then I have my 3-day event in April. So that's really
Okay.
what I'm like prepping my own brain for and prepping my muscle memory on these things, because I just want to keep doing it over and over. So that's that. So my process is, this is my question. is I'm going to make a funnel and go high level. I'm going to have a payment connection and go high level. I'm going to make a dashboard in Obvio. And I'm talking about my 3-day event. I'm going to make a dashboard in Obvio. I'm going to connect my dashboard in Obvio to go high level. And then I'm going to send out a link. And here's my question. Am I sending out a link to my funnel? Like when I advertise and I do stuff on Facebook and Instagram or whatever, and emails? Am I sending out a link to my funnel? Am I sending out a link to my dashboard? Or what am I sending a link to at that point? Like
Okay.
and maybe I missed a step in there, but those are the things that I
No.
had in my brain that I should do. So you let me know.
You had the steps perfectly. It's just who you're sending to at which point in time, right? So if you're wanting to send to the world and say, come to my event, you're sending them to the top of the funnel, right? You're sending them at the sign up page, right? If you're wanting
For
to
my
send to
go high
people,
level funnel, I'm using the link for the
correct,
go high level funnel. Okay.
correct. That's the public link. You want to send that to everyone, right? And
Yeah.
so that's where you're sending. The dashboard link will only ever go to people that have paid, have signed up, and are an attendee in Obvio, right? That's the dashboard link only for the people that are actually attending that 3-day event. And yep,
Yeah.
does that make
I do have a
sense?
question about that. Yeah, that makes sense, but I do have a question. Will I need to send that? So once someone signs up in my funnel and
Yep.
it's connected to go high level, am I going to have to do anything to get them that link to their dashboard, or is that going to happen automatically because I have those two linked and they've signed up for my event?
So once you've established the integration between Obvio and Go High Level, which is the process of saying that in High Level I have a contact, I have a first name, last name, email for someone,
Mhm.
and now that they've actually gone through and signed up for this specific event, I now have a tag for them that
Oh,
Obvio has told you. Obvio is saying, use this tag. This is the tag that we want you to use, and that's the one that we're going to be looking for. And so in Obvio, it's going to say, use this tag for anyone that you want me to add to Obvio. And so once you say in that sales page that you're, the funnel, the purchase page, once they've
yeah.
purchased, tag this person with this tag that Obvio has given. Obvio is then looking at your account, looking at all those attendees and saying, okay, there's a new person that has that tag. I'm now going to add that to Obvio as an attendee, and I'm going to push back their login link back to High Level and put that into a custom field, or like a field that you call, and that field can then be used to send emails. No emails get sent automatically. You have to set up those emails and work out what the schedule is for all of those to go out, and likely you will do that all in High Level, so that you can track the whole journey of that, the history. You can see exactly when people signed up, then they opened the day 1, then they opened the day 2 to emails, and they went and they clicked it, and you can see the whole journey, right? So that kind of becomes the source of truth for the whole history of that client, or that potential client. So that you can see, and then they went to my first 3-day event, and then they came to the second 3-day event, and then they bought my high ticket offer, right? So that's why we use the CRM. Obvio is used as a part of that, which is just watching the tags in High Level, making them, creating that attendee in Obvio, sending the login URL back to Go High Level so that you can email out. And then now it comes to event day, and you send out the email, people come to the dashboard, you do all the event in Obvio, and now anything post-event and pushing out your high ticket offers, all of that sort of stuff all happens in High Level. And then you move on to your
That
next
happens in
event
high
with
level.
Obvio.
So Okay. I feel like I'm
Well,
glazing over a little bit. Okay. Um,
yeah,
so part of my challenge is I can't stand email and go high level. It is not a user-friendly setup, in my opinion, so I don't use it.
right.
However, I do have it connected to my business email. So is there anything special I would have to, because like right now, if I have a funnel in Go High Level and they sign up for it, I get an automatic email in my business email. I don't even look at Go High Level. It just automatically goes there because I just don't like it. And so is there something else I need to think about in this whole connection process because I don't use email and Go High Level, or should I be fine because I have it connected to my business email already for other funnels?
Blue has
So
been
I define this
chomping
a
at the
little bit.
bit. No,
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
Blue can
I'm
go.
just going to jump in just for a fraction of a second. If you don't like email and go high level, then go get another platform. Your business email is not where you want to send email from for this sort of stuff. Like for opt-ins, for newsletters, for communication that is bulk style communication for a business of this type, you 1,000 gazillion% do not want to use whatever business email platform you're using, which is probably either Gmail or Google Workspace, or it's Office 365. Maybe it's Yahoo, but it's probably one of the first two. And
Office
in both
365, yeah.
cases, yeah, there are limitations as to what they'll allow. And if you get too many spam complaints by sending it from that particular system, you'll get shut down. And invariably, you will get spam complaints because people are assholes inside when you start building a list. Like if you have a list of 50 people, it's not going to make a difference. But the moment it goes to, I don't know, 150, you're going to start getting unsubscribes, you're start going to getting complaints, and those platforms are not designed for that. Those platforms are not and not only that, you also don't want to BCC everybody, which is probably what you're doing
What
when
I've
you
been
send
doing,
out
yeah.
one. Yeah. You don't want to do that either because that has its own delivery issues where people start like that also is kind of a red flag for systems out there, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to wind up, what's the word I'm looking for that's clean? Messing yourself up pretty significantly if you don't stop using your own email and like yesterday. So either get comfortable with Go High Level's outbound emails. You don't need to use it for inbound. That's a different story. I don't care what you use for inbound emails. You can use like when somebody you can likely set up Go High Level so that if somebody replies to an email that is sent, it comes to your inbox, right? So you don't have to use it for ongoing communication one-to-one, but you should absolutely be using it for automation and broadcast style emails. Okay. And if it's not Go High Level, then use something else. I don't care what you use, but don't use, actually, that's not true. I do care what you use. Do not use your business email.
Okay. So here's a question.
It's going to be fine for like the next 10 days, and then you're going to get effed.
Yep. Okay. So I understand that, and I'm glad you told me because I did not know anything about that. So I'm wondering, and I know this is not a Go High Level meeting. I'm in Mastermind actually. I just keep saying Go High Level just because that's what
They're
it
the
is.
same thing.
But does the email look the same in Go High Level as they have it set up in Mastermind? Because it's okay.
Yeah, it's just a white label. I'll be honest with you. I actually don't know the difference between white labeled and non-white labeled. I think it has to do with the add-ons that they provide and templates that they provide. Justin, can you correct me on that one?
It's that plus look and feel. They'll change colors, they'll change logos, maybe reorganize the menus, but core features, 100% are
It's the same.
The same,
Well,
with some
very
exceptions. Some
difficult.
agencies turn off things.
Yeah, it's very difficult in Mastermind to. It just things don't make sense. And I mean, I've been working in instructional design for 25 years and I get in there and I'm like, this is so fucking dumb. Like, why you could do this so much easier if you did this, this, and this. And I actually called them and told them. And I was like, I've been doing this for 25 years. I know how to do, I'm not an idiot. And so it'd be interesting just to see a demo of Go High Level, just to see if it's any different. Apart from Mastermind.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
This is like if you're really not happy with Mastermind, it's like going to another Go High Level reseller or using Go High Level natively, like as a direct client, is not going to be a significant difference one way or the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
Once
to
you're into
know.
writing the email, it's the same. Say, as Blue said, try some other platforms. I find all of the platforms all have the same issues. None of them are super intuitive
they all have
across the
different
board,
issues, but yeah.
and all have
Yeah.
different issues of things that you're like, why the F does this work this way? Wait,
Yeah, I can't
So-
stand Keep. It drives me absolutely crazy. And the new version
And
of
that's the
Keep,
one
I
you
really
use.
can't stand. Yep.
Okay. Okay, well, this is
Yeah.
good. So I think I got everything answered that I had submitted. Other than, and this is not an Obvio question, so I don't know if it can be handled here, but I'm still trying to access Ask Barry, and I still can't get in it. It still will not send me, like when it says, enter your name and your email to get the magic link so you can have unlimited access. I get no email sent to me, so I don't know if that's a thing I can do here or if you can direct me to who can fix that. I brought it up one other time, but I don't remember where that was, so anyway, that's still a challenge.
AskBarry.com would be one of my early ventures into vibe coding, and I haven't paid any attention to it in a solid 8 months. And I would be shocked if it's still working, to be honest with you. So it sounds like I'm not shocked.
Drew's saying it still
Okay.
works.
I will, then that's okay, but
if-
I just wanted to know, because I have some things in there that she answered for me, like I had a whole thing that we went through, and I can't access any of it now. Suggestions that she gave me for emails and for names and different stuff like that.
DM me your email address here in Slack or in Zoom. Let me log into the back end and see if I can figure that out for you.
Okay, all right, that's all my questions. Thanks, guys, for giving me so much time.
Well done. Yeah, that's great.
and I do want
I
to
think-
tag onto this question a little. For all the leapers on the call, not a one of us should be using Ask Barry. It is 100% a lead magnet that Blue created. It's not intended to be a storage space for us to get long-term answers and to keep using. That's what Obi is for, and that's what our membership platform is for. So for all the leapers on the call, you shouldn't be using it.
Well, it was to get ideas for emails, and I can't get that in, as far as I know, I don't get that in OB. Like, a subject line and put this as your, day 1, this is what you're gonna put out here, day 3, this is what you're gonna put out here, day 5, and that's what the stuff I got when I went into hers. I have other things I can use. I just was hoping to get what I already had in there. I think I had it in there anyway. I was working on it, but then I got cut off because it told me I had to sign in. So anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
No worries. I think Blue's likely to set askbarry.com to just an email address that's no reply at. It's like this has been deprecated. Nice.
I may just forward askbarry.com to sagehub.com/TVE11 and be done with it.
Yeah, nice. Very cool. Once you've got dates for it.
Oh no, I have dates for it.
Oh,
I'm not telling you what they are, but I do have dates for it.
yeah. They happen somewhere between January and December.
That is not that I can actually narrow it down for you. They happen somewhere between September 1st and September 30th. How about that?
Okay. Oh, that's even better. A month.
There you go. I'm giving you a month.
Progress. All right. Let me double check.
Next question.
Yep.
Oh, we got lots of questions. So next question
Great.
from Dorita. She asked, can I use different event payment methods within my organization? I'm assuming other than Stripe, Dorita? The answer is no.
Different
Stripe is the
cards?
only
No,
one that
for
we support
example-
within Obvio.
I'm talking about other people's Stripe or my Stripe. If they're within
Yes.
my organization and there's different events that I'm doing with different people, when I go to the communications tab or I go to the marketplace or something like that,
Got it.
it ends up being it's my information. Is that correct? That's not changeable.
It's at the organization level. So each organization can have different Stripes accounts hooked up, and the pro level account that you most likely have because you're in Leap allows 3 organizations.
Let me see here. Hold on one second. So I have 3 organizations, but in one of the organizations, I have multiple events.
Yeah.
If
So
you- If you have
So the
multiple
purpose
clients, then go for it, Grant.
the purpose of an organization is that the events that exist within it, and that can be unlimited number of events, are all connected to the same team, to the same payment, and to the same payment type. And so
Okay.
I think something that is happening for you is you're constrained by being in a pro account. And to be honest, you just need to go to enterprise and you'll be fine.
Oh,
Because at
shoot.
it, I know, at the enterprise level, you have unlimited organizations, right? It'll make things a lot easier for you, you
Hmm.
know? And so you can, but if you're still trying to work within the three, you're going to be moving things around a lot and trying to work. You're just making life a lot harder for you.
Is
But
there a
that's
workaround on the organizations? Like, can I archive an organization and bring it back or anything like that? No.
I mean, you can push events. You could use one of your organizations as an archive, if you want to call it that, and you can move events from organization to organization. You can do that yourself. But yeah, you then have two active organizations that you can have at once.
Hmm.
And so ultimately, you're kind of at a point. Now, yeah, you're at a point where that's why we have enterprise for exactly your use case.
Well, it's such a big jump. It goes up to, yeah, it's just that it's a huge jump, but okay, got it. All right, that's
Yeah,
what I wanted to know.
fair enough. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
You want to add to that, Muddy?
Well, there's two things that occur to me. So the Stripe account at the organization level, as I understand it, is really about marketplace and accepting payments. The other kinds of things so that's incoming money. Outgoing money, which has to do with purchasing attendee blocks or purchasing more rooms, having capacity for larger events beyond 500 people per event at the pro account level. You can, when you go to purchase the add-ons, you can use the credit card on file, or you can put in a specific card. So as far as outgoing payments go, there is a way to kind of customize which card those outgoing payments on. So that's one thing I would say. The second thing I would say is another creative way I have seen people use their three organizations is really about timing, meaning that like I have an active project organization, a kind of upcoming project organization, and then like an archive organization. And because for organizations that you are the owner of, it's easy to move an event from one organization to another organization that you also own. And so if there's a client and their event is done, you could move their event over to the archive organization. So just giving you another way to think about how you structure organizations. But Grant is absolutely right that at the organization level, Stripe and Team are kind of structurally set up to work at that level.
Okay, thank you, Muddy.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Muddy, too, because it really is around the use of marketplace, pages in Obvio, and arguably a better place to do that will be in a CRM, like we've been talking about. And if you're doing that, then the Stripe account that is connected to Obvio won't matter. Because if you're taking payments, through a sales page from another CRM, now you're just doing event delivery in Obvio. You can do whatever you want with Stripe accounts.
That's
You
what
can't
I'm
do
gonna
it
have to
before.
do. Yeah, I was looking at
It's a
doing it all in one place, and I'm not gonna be able to do that without probably an enterprise version.
Yeah, and to be honest, Dorita, we're really trying to focus what we are, and by having lots of payment pages and things like that, we're realizing that that's kind of outside our real wheelhouse of event delivery, and really is the scope of a CRM, because ultimately you get 50 people to sign up on that thing. You've now got to take their all of their contact details and put them into a CRM, right? So you've got to do kind of an opt-in process that's a bit weird. They haven't really opted in because they bought something on a different page. Whereas if you do it through a CRM payment page, not only are you taking their money, you're also signing them up to a newsletter, or to a subscription. And so it's a much better approach for an opt-in process, so that you can do follow-up marketing emails to those people post-event. Is better to do it in the CRM first rather than in Obvio. And I know I'm like saying you something else, not the system that we've created. But
Well, yeah, with Muddy
we're
saying
finding
Stripe and
folks.
Team, but also the CRM part of it, like when you move them back onto a list, then you have to connect another list. But when it's organizational level, it's mine. All the information is mine. And so that's what I was trying. Yeah. So it's really different organizations. That's really what's needing to be created. Mhm.
It really is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you're doing repeat events with the same organization, then yeah, I'd be looking at trying to get to enterprise to be able to maintain all of those. It'll make life so much easier for you. But I get it. I get that it is a jump. And if they're smaller events that do fit in pro, that does make it a bit harder. But I understand it's more of a business
All right,
decision in
thanks.
there. So, yeah,
I have
it's good to
another
see you
question
again.
on there, but yeah, no, good to see you. I have another event coming up, but I
Yeah,
don't
go.
have some information you need. So I think I did 2 questions in a row, right, Justin?
Yep, you did have a question about building out a marketplace page.
Yeah, it's not going to work. So yeah, okay. Thanks.
I've just talked you out of that. Is that what's happened?
Yeah, it's just not going to work. Yeah, I'm out. I'm
Yeah,
out of
right.
space. Okay, got it.
Gotcha. No worries. All right. What's
Grant,
next?
our next question is from Amelia. Is there a way to create a thumbnail, picture, featured image for a marketplace page?
That's in the metadata. Did we do that, Blue?
No.
I thought we did. We didn't. We've got. What's it picking up?
I think we have title and description. I don't believe we have. Do we? Maybe we
Yeah,
do. I know there's
just
title and
looking at.
description somewhere.
Yes, there is. Page settings, title and description. Yeah.
But I don't think there's an image. I think the image that is used. I think the image that is used is the event. Is it the event logo that's used? Is this like the one place in the entire platform that we actually use the event logo?
So I tried that, but when I put the link in to a Facebook post or whatever, it just comes up with the little gray thing of Store Obvio and then the name of the event.
Yeah.
Or the, yeah. So it doesn't show a preview picture.
So, a big challenge about that is that Facebook and the other platforms will cache the first one that they get, and so you can't
Yeah.
change it, right?
There is a way to change it. And
Right.
yeah, it's the sharing debugger, at least on Facebook.
Yeah,
You can go
correct. I
and
was about to share you. I was about to
yeah.
show you that, because that's the best place to do it to start with, and to be able to see what it's pulling on, before you do a post in Facebook. But yeah, yeah, I think it is So did you have an event logo set?
Yep. It's my
Yeah,
event
okay.
logo is set and I usually, that's like one of the first things I do when in the dashboard, is the page settings and add that up, or in the event setup as well, because that's the picture that shows up when you're in your organization, right? And it's the
Yeah,
picture
you
that
can.
shows up.
That's right. That's the one
Yeah.
place it does show. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And so I
In
have
Obvio.
that, but it never shows up
So
when I
can
put
I
the
ask you
store in.
this? Can I ask you this? As I was talking to Dorita about using purchase pages and stuff in the marketplace in Obvio, what were you thinking with that? In that, have you got a CRM?
Got MailChimp, and I have utilized it once to try and make a list thing,
Yeah,
and it
it was too hard. Yeah,
so what Blue had told me was to create, let's see, create another um audience or whatever, and I think I'm
yeah,
only allowed 2 in MailChimp,
hmm
and the second audience doesn't connect to the full list, and it's beyond my cognition, and it didn't
mm,
work very well. And trying to use the full list when I go to sync it, it grabs everybody, not, when it goes to sync into Obvio, it grabs everybody on the list, not the people
right,
that signed up.
right,
And that's just been, so I've just been like, sign up on Obvio and then I'll
sure.
transfer you over. Right?
And then you transfer them to Mailchimp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like once the
that's it.
event is done or whatever, then I just export them out and import them into MailChimp, and then they can start getting regular emails.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's just been ugly.
Yeah, well, and look, I don't want to give you conflicting advice. I just I would encourage you to consider a real CRM, because of your ongoing, ongoing events and ongoing work and the way that you're going. You can graduate to a real CRM. That, and the reason I say this is that one of the reasons that we put integration with Mailchimp at the start was before we had email capability in Obvio, right?
Right.
And so it made sense if we want to send emails to people, we can't do that in Obvio currently. Like that was what it was years ago. So Mailchimp was a real obvious mail list provider, and so you could send email from it, and it's a big one, and it's great for that. As a CRM, it's not a great CRM. It's a great
Right.
newsletter, manager, but as an actual CRM where you're wanting, because you're wanting to track, the client relationship, right, and going through getting them to sign up to different things, is different than just a newsletter. And if we were just doing a newsletter, then Mailchimp is awesome for that. But as I feel like what you're using it for, which is really a CRM, you'll be much happier eventually with with using a real CRM and doing it that way. And I'm not trying to talk you out of doing these things, but I think in the resistance to going that way, you're kind of making life harder for yourself through this process and revealing you kind of running in circles trying to get little things like this working, because they're not,
Yeah.
then it's not really what it's designed for and do. And that's not me making excuses. It's just that it's not the key thing. You'll be much happier in the long term by using the right tool for the job. The right tool for a job is CRM. Using Obvio for the event delivery, absolutely, making all that nice, but having all that data in one place designed for it as a CRM, I think is really key. But
And also,
yeah,
just one other thing. Are you on the free version
No,
of MailChimp?
no.
You're on the standard
I'm on
version?
the lowest tier. I pay like $21 a month.
So you should be able to create multiple audiences.
I
think you
I
can
think
create up
it.
to.
you can have two.
Let's see. Manage audience. I'm over here. Let's see. I don't think. Maybe that was the issue. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe. Okay. Create audience.
Does anybody else
Best
feel like
practice.
Amelia's giving me the finger right now?
No, I'm
It's just me.
not.
That was specifically for you.
Yeah,
Let me
that's what I
check
thought it was.
that.
I literally like all of a sudden it showed up like that. That's
Where-
interesting, Blue. Tell me more about this
Interesting.
audience thing you're talking
Can't
about.
quite-
Yeah.
Can't quite find it there. Where is
Yeah,
that?
that's so weird. Huh. Yeah.
Driving, I'd be like, oh yeah. So it says
Maybe
maintain
you
one
should get a new
primary audience in
platform,
Mailchimp
Blue.
and use
How
tag
about
and segments.
that? Sorry, say that again.
It says and maintain only one primary audience in MailChimp and use tags and segments to organize and target your contacts to personalize your marketing. So, yeah, I don't know. So it was 2024 that I did the last one when I was trying to do the Big Dream webinar, and May 15th was when I created that audience. So I don't know. Maybe I just need some help. Maybe Justin or Muddy would be willing to spend
Blue,
some
why-
time with me to figure
Why are you
this.
dragging her back into MailChimp? I nearly had her convinced to go away from
No, but
MailChimp.
I mean, so what would be my next choice? If I moved away from this, what would you say? I have access, or I know of a way to get into Go High Level. Is that, as you said, Keep sucks,
I would
right?
recommend that.
No, listen, just to be clear, they all suck. And they all suck for different reasons, right? There's no perfect solution. And my biggest problem, generally speaking, is the ones that try to be all things really suck, right? So I have visual issues with. I'm kind of with Barbara on GHL, right? It's just trying to do everything. So, but listen, there's people who make way more money than I do using GHL effectively. People who make way more money than I do, like way more money using ClickFunnels as their core service. People using Keep, people using HubSpot. I think what you need to do, Amelia, if I was you, I would be thinking to myself, okay, what are the things that I need to do and that MailChimp is not providing? If this audience thing is the only thing, I don't think it's a big enough reason to switch. You can manage multiple audiences inside of MailChimp. And, maybe it's just a matter of getting a conversation with, somebody from the MailChimp team, because according to what I'm looking at, like the free version, all right, the standard version, which is the one that's $20 a month, at least that's their current plan. I don't know, like some of these platforms have like legacy plans, and in order to get the right system, you have to sign up for the current version of this plan, and then all of a sudden things unlock properly. So I don't know if that's a problem, but this is a question. This would be a quick question for customer support and say, hey, does my plan allow for me to have multiple audiences? And if so, how many? Right? Because their version that is, their expensive version, that's like $300, has unlimited audiences, but their standard version, which starts at $20 a month, has up to 5. And you can have an audience that you rotate, right? Where it's like, okay, this is the audience that I'm going to use for my current event. And then you just delete the audience because they're still in your account, right? Or just,
No.
I would find out. Well, then find out
I
from
don't
MailChimp
think
how to
so.
manage that. Then
No, they're not.
find out from MailChimp how to manage that, because they should be, right? And to me, an audience is like a subset of your account. So that's not the case, Brant?
No, it's not, and that's what I was going to push back on. Is that they are completely distinct audiences. They don't connect at all. And the reason that what MailChimp will say is use segments. But the problem is not on MailChimp. The problem is on Obvio, because we don't use segments. We use the full
we don't
audience.
use segments because their tagging system and their webhook system, at least when we first built this, didn't work with that.
Exactly, because they're a newsletter system, and yes, they've got sale pages and they've got all sorts of different things, and you could try to make a CRM out of it. I get it. But the way that they've gone about that whole setup doesn't make it easy for integrations. It made it great for just send emails out to everyone that was a full audience. but you'll be in a world of pain, I think, managing multiple audiences. Because it was to your point, Amelia, you're like, once you have them as an audience, now it's like, well, now I've got 2 or 3 audiences. How do I, and now I can't send the same email to 3 audiences. You can only, it's kind of, it's its own little walled garden, you know? And so it's just, it's kind of not the right platform, I think.
Okay.
But
Well, I know that another group I'm in with Paul and Melissa Pruitt, they have set up something in their mastermind area where Go High Level, their version of, their white label version of Go High Level is accessible. And I don't know if there's an extra charge to it or not, but there might not be. So it might save me $20 a month. But I've been thinking about joining that up. But I wasn't sure. It was like, I'm sketchy. I want to let other people try it. And so it looks like that may be something for me to do since it's there, it's available already. Moving it over to there. Eek.
that sounds like a no-brainer. I mean, look, yeah, I totally agree. I'm using iLevel quite a lot now, and yeah, it is complex, but so are the needs of what we're doing, right? Like that
Right.
there's so many different things that we want to do, and dumbing it all down means that we'll be forever saying, oh, but I need to do this, or can I do this, or so it's a complex tool that is worth getting your head around for the basic things, but
Cool.
only you can
Okay.
make that decision. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's funny that you were asking about, I just want an image to work on Facebook, you fools. Like, why are we talking about CRMs? It was like, just make the event logo work. How hard is it? So
But
If
that's
you
okay.
if you upload an image and include a link, doesn't that bypass the automatic insertion of the website image?
Say that again.
for Facebook.
For
On
Facebook,
the
when you upload, because this is a part of a post, the image is showing up because it's a link preview. If you added an image to the post, doesn't that negate the link preview? Like, I think the link preview won't
Probably,
show
but
up.
I don't know if it makes the image clickable or if they have to, right? Because when you put it in there and the image shows up, that if they click the image, then the image is clickable and it'll send them. Otherwise, it's the link within the post. I mean, that's actually a brilliant idea, and I should have thought of that as well, just to make sure it's like, hey, here's the pretty image, you know.
No, but that makes sense. I see what you're saying.
I think
Yeah.
you can have both, and that's the thing. So you may be able to remove the preview and then just have an image that you want. I was just trying to find an example of that, but and then each
I'll
I've
platform.
test
actually
that
done
out.
that before. I've actually done that before. You have to make the image connected to a link. So there's a few steps to that to make your image connect to that link. But if you X out, because there's going to be an option to, like, if you put Zoom in there or whatever, you can exit that out and put an actual image in there, but that image has to be linked. You could do your what are those things called? The square box with the thing you take a picture of. What am I trying to think of? The little black box that you take a
QR
picture
code.
of. with your
QR
phone.
code.
QR code. Thank you.
QR code.
Yeah, I mean, you could do
I
something
prefer
like
your
that as well,
description.
but
That's
yeah,
the little black box with things
little black box you take pictures of
you
to
take
get the
photos
places.
of.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, you could do something like that, but I can't. I did it before, but I can't remember off the top of my head like how I got the link to be part of the picture. I think I might have actually had a friend help me, but anyway, so it is possible.
Ads are different as well. Are you running ads or?
True.
Yeah. So yeah, when it's a sponsored post, as an ad, you have a lot more flexibility. So you could control it a bit more there. So
Well, those I'm doing with video, so my
cool.
image ads don't work as well as video ads because it's me.
100%. Same with your questions in Obvio. It works better because I can see you. All right. Anything else?
Okay.
Mhm.
I
Next
think there was
question.
another question there.
Okay.
I just
Yep.
wanted to, the second question was, I just wanted to know what the heck happened with the emails this weekend.
So it's not you.
Blue.
It's us.
It's not you, it's me.
It was a system issue. Nothing that you did wrong there. We had some stuff behind the scenes that changed that an update got missed that caused them your broadcast not to work.
Got it.
So, but let me just say it this way: in the interest of security, in us tightening up a little security, potentially a security hole, we just created a little bug, and that's all that was. So it was
Yeah.
actually we had the right motivation, and we have now fixed that little security hole. And it wasn't even that we had that had been it was preventative, and so
Yeah.
but
Cool.
we caused a little problem there. So
Yeah. Which is another reason for the earlier conversation of adding yourself to the event.
sure, yeah,
Because
that's
I
right.
didn't find out until
Too late.
Sunday, and my event was Sunday evening, and it hadn't gone out since Friday. The emails that were supposed to, they missed a couple of emails, and I was like,
Gotcha.
so
Yeah,
add yourself to the event so that you know if it's not sending.
yeah. Well, and we apologize for
Yeah,
the
no worries.
challenges there, but yeah, one of the things it does say is always having some sort of backup solution is really always handy, because uh, even big systems fail sometimes, and we've had that, and so sometimes it's nice having even sometimes having cell phone numbers is cool for people, having another system that you can just jump into and give them an update, having people all connected to a Telegram or a WhatsApp group or a something is really nice, right? Because something's failing or something's gone in a different way, you're able to communicate with them in a secondary way. It's really handy to do that. And groups like those chat groups are a great way to communicate some of those things. So yeah,
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time.
sure, no worries. All right, what's next?
The next question, Grant, is from Scott Stiles. Looking for an easy solution to assign breakout rooms, not random. They usually upload the rooms to Zoom, but this is not available inside of Avio to upload before the meeting starts. Any suggestions or workarounds?
Tags and groups. Mm.
So we do a lot of teaching, and we are very specific with our breakout rooms and trying to make sure each group is, when they're working on a task, is very purpose driven, and we really want to mix them up between training days. And so I'm looking at this platform for a company I work for, and I was originally a founding member, and I've come back to the fold, and this is that
Yeah, nice.
one sticking point, that we really would like to make this easy for our staff to kind of assign people. And trying to assign people rooms on the fly is really hard. Like
Mm.
it's stressful, it's time consuming, and can be hard to do under the gun.
Do you use Mac or PC or both?
I'm a Mac user, but between our
Correct
faculty and our
answer.
staff, we are between both.
Yeah. So Scott, I mean, since day one, we have talked about breakout room control connecting, connecting from Obvio. And we are the closest we've ever been to doing that, because because of a number of reasons. So one of the things that one of the needs that we've had, particularly in really large events, is even as simple as we've done random breakout rooms. People are all in those breakout rooms, and someone drops in, joins the event, and now they're sitting in the main meeting, and someone's just sitting there reassigning them, right? And just that can be hundreds of people. And so we've had a few successful systems that are now assigning people to a room with the lowest number of people, that sort of thing. And so that's working. I've had a little prototype of what you're talking about to be able to pull in tags and groups from Obvio and say, now create rooms based on this, you know. So if favorite color equals red, that goes to this breakout room. Favorite color blue, go to this room, you know, like, so that'd be using groups. And that has worked. But it's still not quite prime time, ready for us to release. But there's been some improvements recently that have meant that we're getting close. Blue, did you have any comments on that? No.
I just said not yet. I don't have
Yeah.
a solution for you yet. Grant and I are. This is an active discussion over the course of the last probably 4 weeks or so. We've even had active conversations with Zoom as we've run into roadblocks around it, and we are at a stage right now where we have to kind of make a decision as to which is the lesser of two evils as it relates to how we want to do this. Because how we really want to do it, we're not able to do today based on some limitations from Zoom.
Surprising limitations. It's like,
Ridiculous limitations that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
But
The way that breakout rooms work, yeah.
Yeah. But
sorry, Scott, can you just tell me how you've done it? And I know so you've done it as pre-assigning them in the web admin for Zoom, and you've uploaded to lists there.
I work for a nonprofit, and we train primary care providers in mental health assessment and treatment. And so we really want to vary the breakout rooms in terms of, what kind of providers are in the room, but also people from across, the US. And so we get a very varied experience with that. And we don't want them to kind of double up or repeat who they're working with. And there's a bit of adult education theory that goes into why we do it that way as well. So we are uploading kind of the CSV files to the back end of Zoom. And so they're all kind of pre-built and pre-populated day by day. Now, it's not ideal, but trying to do that with 60 participants on the fly when we are literally jumping into, meet your breakout group within the first 5-10 minutes of starting a session, it's really hard for our staff to kind of try to get everybody sorted out appropriately and evenly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was.
And I love what Obvio does in terms of the dashboard and the blog posts and the secure links. Like, there's just so many positives that would be great for the organization. This is that one sticking feature that could be make or break for us. So I don't know how else to do it. And that's why I thought playing with it with the new tags or with groups, can we do a way to search and sort as we set up the breakout rooms just to draw people easier? Like, look for everybody group one for day one, and then you can just drag them all in and make it easier. But even trying to do that live on Zoom in the moment is hard and probably not as doable as I think.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to get away from specific attendees and get to just more generic groupings, filters, tags.
Yeah, because we provide all that data in our spreadsheets to our faculty as they're teaching, so we know who's in their rooms and what groups are where. So we've got the data. It's just how do we kind of mesh it between the two? And it doesn't sound like we can do that at this time, which is too bad.
Yeah.
One thing you could do, Scott, using Avio, is to add in a label onto their attendee name. So at least as you go and manually assign, you could search for like the group name, and only those people are there, and you just check down and go to the next room.
That's what I was starting to play with last night, is putting on the label of all the breakout rooms for the weekend, and it comes up in their name, and it'll be a weird coding at the end. But I thought that would be a way to search for it and do it. But it's still
manual, better than having to look up each person. At least you can look up a group name.
No, for sure. And it will make it faster than trying to recreate it. But again, I would like to think there'd be an easier solution than that in the long run. But
as Grant and Blue said, it's It is one of the
Us too.
spots that Zoom shockingly has not spent a lot of time on, and even the tools they have released have lots of warnings that it's beta, use it at your own risk. If you use the tool, then don't click on the actual UI inside of Zoom, because then you could screw it all up. Like, there's so many warnings around it.
Well, but that even speaks like there's no great room management apps available as, outside sources for it
No.
either, right? So I know it's a
No,
bigger
And-
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and that right there, actually, Scott, is the problem, right? So there's no outside apps available because Zoom, everything that you can do with Zoom's either SDKs or APIs kind of works, but doesn't really. Like
Yeah.
when
And
it
that's
comes
where I
to
assume where
when
the
it
issue
comes,
was.
Private.
yeah, when it comes to breakout rooms specifically, it either, yeah, it just doesn't. I've had Grant and I have had the most success with a Zoom app, like the apps, like the little things that show up inside of Zoom.
Yes.
And we're actually pretty close on that front, but it's still a little hacky, which I don't personally love. And it requires a whole lot of steps, and it's a little bit of a headache, to be fair. Now, granted, we used a custom breakout controller that we built this past weekend for an event with like 3,000 people, and it worked surprisingly well. But it didn't have the one feature that you're looking for, which is assigning based on
External
data of some sort. Yeah. Or
Or
pre-assigned.
if there's an easier way to manage the breakout rooms for getting people assigned quickly, I think we're open to possibilities. But it's just trying to streamline that so it makes it easier. I'm happy to help beta test if you guys, I'm somewhat techie. So if you get to a point where you want some help testing, I'm happy to do that.
It's good to know. Yep.
Yeah, I could see something that we could probably do. Well, let me think through it. Because Grant and I have been talking about this for quite some time, and like I said,
Long time.
we are literally, I don't want to say knee deep in it, but pretty darn close. Like this is around the time we worked on this last year in the first 3 months of the year. We worked on it the year before for the first 3 months of the year. There's a reason why we work on it during the first 3 months of the year, because it usually coincides with leading into a big event that has about 20 to 30,000 people in attendance, and we have to figure out how to manage breakout rooms for that particular event, and we're always trying to do it a little bit better than we did the year before. So we're in that mode right now. I don't have a solution just yet, but I actually think
That's
we're
fair.
pretty close.
I wondered if there's a
Well-
workaround. And again, I'm happy to help test. And our case use is we maybe have 60 or 70 participants, so it's nowhere near that
Yeah, right.
size.
Yeah.
But it's still enough when you're trying to shuffle them the last minute. It's stressful for
Well,
our
and
back
It is
end.
enough.
And the Zoom UI is so horrible. Like you can be mid and the biggest problem, you're mid assigning somebody and somebody comes in and the menu that you were on disappears, and now you have to find that person again, and you're starting, like, you start the process over. And if you have any sort of comings and goings inside of your meeting, that just sucks.
Totally does.
So painful. So
Yeah.
Been there, done that. So I get that.
Yeah. Totally.
Do you know,
Every weekend.
A big challenge for us is that we might be able to get something working, and then Zoom have openly said, and then we might change it, and there'll be no notification of that. And so when you're basing an event on something working and it could literally just stop, like, we have to have all these sort of backup plans in place, because we can't be confident that that it will totally work. So anyway.
Well, and it's good to hear from Justin's suggestion that, talking about using tags and groups and using that as a sorting function in the name is an option. So I was along the right lines thinking about that last night.
That works well. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also the ability to recreate, how now you can set up, I can't remember the term, you can set up the next breakout room session while a session is in place as
Plan
well.
your next session.
Thank you. Yeah. And so plan the next session. I mean, that's handy too, because at least you're giving yourself a bit more time to be able to do that. But
Wait,
it's still
what's
lots of
playing your next
clicks.
session?
What is it?
While
Yeah,
breakout rooms are open, you can essentially recreate the next round of breakout rooms. So when you click that button, it brings you back to the essentially blank canvas where you can recreate rooms, sort them around, and then when you close rooms, the button now says like launch next session.
Oh, I guarantee you the API doesn't work with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
Oh,
the
so pessimistic.
the
Oh my God, it
combination
doesn't
that
work
I
with
have
the simplest of things. I don't know why it would work with something complicated.
the
Gosh.
combination of using labels based on tags or groups gives you something when you're inside that dialog box to work with.
Yeah.
And then
Search.
there is actually a search
Yes.
function.
Mm.
And so that's using the combination of search and labels has been the fastest way when I've had to really kind of create specific rooms in short function, because I can search for, if I set up the labels correctly, I can search for that label and then be like, boom, 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 boom. Okay, search for the next label. And so it's not perfect, but those combination of tools have been my best
Yeah,
success
well,
so far.
and emojis can be used in that too, Scott. I don't know if you've
Yes.
seen that, but and so now you're kind of using symbols and things that can be helpful, sort of codes. And so now it's not immediately apparent to everyone looking in the Zoom what that even means. And a series of emojis, can mean something, and so that's just another way of kind of a workaround. But
That's actually a good way to look about it. And again, I've sat there and I've gone through all like the base trainings, and so 8 hours later, and I came across labels last night, and then I started thinking around that. Again, it's a workaround, but
yeah,
And one
and
of the
again,
things you
I
can do
know that their API and SDK are interesting. So
yeah,
that
challenging.
are
Yep.
interesting.
That's
One
a
of the
friendly
things you
way to
can
say it.
do as well, Scott, is whoever's assigned to do the breakouts, they can set all the breakouts up before attendees even get in the meeting, so all the breakouts have the right names, and they just have to keep doing the assigned search, and so that they don't have to wait until like the meeting starts and all that. So at least they're not trying to rush as much and just filling in people at the end.
no, in most of the time we keep the same group through each day that we train. It's just the last day we do a couple of different interesting group switches, and that's where the biggest, I think, stress is for getting it organized.
Yep. Yeah, you get that the minute the breakout ends, then you end up having to redo the next one.
Yeah, start
reassign.
building the next one.
Yep.
And certainly with the new feature that, as a breakout is happening, you can start building the next one has been very helpful. But it still takes time because again, our staff in the back end are multitasking, doing many things at once, not just breakout room controls. So
Yep.
so it's an interesting
And
conundrum.
unfortunately, only one person can manage the building of the breakouts. Once they're built, people can, and they're truly opened, multiple people can do assignments and manage it, but only one person can build them, unfortunately.
Yeah. You feel my pain. Thanks, guys. I
Yep.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
And I'd
yeah,
love to
you're
tell you
right.
some other tools like Zoom OSC could do it, but they've got all kinds of warnings in there. It's like there are significant corner cases due to the complexity used with caution. Like don't touch the UI simultaneously as pushing the buttons on the Stream Deck. It's like, okay, like this is not, you put it in because someone asked, but it's not really something
Yeah,
you should trust.
they may as well say this doesn't work properly because of the Zoom SDK. But unfortunately, we're now owned by Zoom, so we can't fully say that. But that's the reality. Thanks. I'm not at all bitter about this right now, Scott. Just for the record.
That's right.
No idea. Just all sunshine and roses, right?
That's right. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
With a smidge of unicorn mixed in there too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, appreciate
Right.
your time, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah. No, you're asking the questions that you're asking and looking for the solution that we are too, right at this time. So you're in good company. All right. Last question there, I think. Justin?
We do not have any more submitted that I'm seeing.
Oh, Casey, asking about how to create an event. Um, that's cool. So you've got your organization set up, do you? Do
Thanks.
you know?
I had the organization set up, but I was here on time, but had a problem with Zoom letting me in. It took a long time. So I had that problem with my groups all the time. It could have something to do with my computer even, because I have like 3,000 windows open perhaps. But anyway,
Might have something to do with it.
so I finally thought, well, if you want to make an event, try going into the organization.
Mhm.
So I found
Okay, awesome.
it. You know, it harks back to what we were talking about, that step-by-step thing. Because
Mm.
did for us yesterday was huge,
Hmm.
huge. So I hooked up my new light that I got,
Nice.
ordering it on Amazon because of things you told us yesterday. And
Look at
now
that.
you guys can see a hole in my head right here, maybe. So I got hit on the head on Saturday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, here's what's really to be sorry about. I put my finger in it. My finger went up to here, and it was
Oh.
horrible. It felt like a dented egg. And so we jump in the car to go to the hospital, but we stopped at the fire department first and they couldn't see anything. They told me it was just a little laceration. And so
Oh.
I thought they didn't have eyesight. So I get in the ambulance, they say the same thing. I have a somewhat of a medical background, so the doctor and I are discussing it, different workarounds, because I don't do well with anesthesia.
Huh.
He didn't see anything. So we were fixing the seat on the Bowflex, and the leg mechanism came down and apparently sliced the side off my head. And that was it. So gonna do more executive planning before I do projects.
Gee.
Yeah.
But on the note of step by
Wowee.
step, to bring this back to Avio, but on the Avio YouTube channel, there is 2 walkthroughs of
I
Blue or
saw
Grant
those.
building dashboards.
Mhm.
And so those would be great shorter videos that you could just watch, pause it, do the work, come back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, just the walkthrough of getting an event going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I just think
yeah.
I guess the thing I just wanted to say is that it lowers the energy of activation for everybody when somebody goes through and does that. I'm observing it and then I'm trying it with my people. So Barry did it with the timeline, then Blue did it yesterday with sequentially going through all the
Mm-hmm.
things,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where to go and trade-offs and all that stuff. And I'm sure we change each time also. So we're maybe at a more prepared to act level.
Mm. Mm.
And then we can maybe answer some of our own questions and all that.
Sure.
But I see and I appreciate the efforts that everybody is making to help us navigate that. So I just want to acknowledge, thank you.
No, that's some good observations there, and we know that um, that it's lacking, the interface itself is lacking in kind of helping you through like what to consider next, or what might be the next thing to do. In that example you're saying, sitting on the organization page, now what? You know, what do I do now? Okay, clicking on the organization. Oh, now I get some more options, and now it's like, okay, now I can create an event. And so, yeah, we're totally aware of that. And I think it's one of the reasons that we continue to do weekly Q&A, is to make sure that we're sort of helping people through. Um, and but yeah, it's something that we're thinking about at the moment is some of those helpful sort of, you know, are you looking for this, you know, or like, is this the next thing that you want to do, or you know, this is the basics, the fundamentals of getting an event going. Yeah, but I'm glad that you're able to work some of that out, and that the videos are helpful. There are, yeah, as Justin said, just some more succinct videos of just here's the key things to be able to do, to get up and racing. So have a look at
So
those.
just one more comment on that, Grant, because
Mm.
I'm a organizer of people for volunteering. And so the gentleman Steve just volunteered to beta test something. But like as we go through and do this, we can track what we do. Where we go and what we have to do after, you watch a video or whatever, when you get a problem solved. Because what we really need is step-by-step pros, bullets with no pros. And it turns out that I'm in a bunch of other groups of which I'm totally stymied. You guys are exemplary. Out of all these groups, like one of them just keeps throwing new possibilities, but nobody can navigate the ones that are absolutely necessary. And they put out all these videos, and you don't know if you're going to find your answer in the video. The video is a 20-minute time sink, and you may or may not see what you need. So we, two of us, have teaching experience, teaching degrees, and we're going through and we're making them an encyclopedia of how to use their platform, because they're just not getting there. And we know as we're doing it, essentially you can write the standard operating procedure. So anyway, you guys are doing great. If we can help, because maybe you'll see in our missteps also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can totally help, because that shows what is intuitive, and
Good.
the intuitive step in the way that we've designed it might be completely wrong, but that informs us what the intuitive step is, and so yeah, I'm interested in that. There's some new tools as well, like is it Scribe? That's one that is able to, as you're clicking through on something, it can document it for you, and take little screenshots. It's very, very cool. And so we're looking at that as well, because not everyone wants to watch a video, to your point. Like, actually just bullet points, not lots of pros, not lots of explanations, just like, you want to do this? Here's the 6 steps to do it, and not have to watch even a 10-minute video to be able to see how you do it. So it's all those things that you would know far more than me about the different ways that people learn.
Well, that too, but like,
yeah.
I got the first K Pro that came out and could not do a thing with it for 2 weeks. I'm following the documentation step by step. Finally, I go to my friend that talked me into it. I didn't know what click was. They didn't tell you had to press click.
Right.
So they told you all these things you had to do, and they left out the step of you've got to activate it. So that's how. One other thing I'll mention is we see in responses from people, like 95% will do A, but 3% will do B every time. And it turns out in our group, those 3% all had multiple sclerosis. Go figure.
Okay.
I have no idea. But so when you talk about how people learn or what's intuitive for someone.
Yeah. Well, and that raises a whole accessibility discussion as well, right? Is it how does the interface work with screen readers, for example, or that sort of thing is something that we keep on the radar as well. So, cool. Thank you. There's no other posted questions. Was there any other something? Cat. What are you pointing at?
Barbara did say that she had a comment to make.
Thank you. Yes, Barbara.
So my comment is, and this is actually, I talked to a couple of other leapers. Mastery Day yesterday with the tech was so good to see all of the different options that we have and how they integrate together. My suggestion would be, this is just something that a couple of us talked about, is what if we just had an Obvio Day where we all created a dashboard where you would take us through the basics. And then we go off and we do what we want to do. We add our colors, we add our logo, whatever, and we add whatever buttons. And we all kind of like just follow the same thing, but then you kind of just get gradually
Just workshop it.
more things. Yeah, it's like a working day, but yet we're all going to end up with a dashboard at the end of the day. And I realize that there are some people who have made many dashboards. I get that. So I don't know if it would actually be a mastery day, but, or maybe even this 2-hour session, have it be, we're going to take you through this in 2 hours and get you to a place where you can have a dashboard as opposed to just a Q&A session, because I really think that might be a sticking place for a lot of people as to not moving forward with a 3-day event. The 2 people I was talking to, it was definitely a reason that they did not move forward with the 3-day event, and they haven't. And one of them has been in here for 2 years, because I just think it's this idea of this fear of tech, and it Obvio really isn't that difficult if you just get in there. The challenge is just get in there, but it's also understanding how do these things connect to other things. But if you start with the basics, let's just make a very basic dashboard, and then those of you who have a CRM, now let's connect it, and then we're done. We do that in 2 hours and we're done, type thing. That's just a thought that we were all talking about, of just like that would be so helpful. And I don't know. That's just that. I just want to make that comment. That good. I mean, I enjoyed yesterday. I got a lot out of yesterday. I understood some things I could do differently. However, just to get over the hurdle of, I just want to do my first event is, let me just make a dashboard type thing, as opposed to this big scary idea of a dashboard is hard to make, because it really isn't. It's just got to take a little bit of time to do it. Just like a CRM, just like Go High Level or ClickFunnels. They're not hard. There's just so many moving parts that you have options of. And it would be really great for someone to explain to us, you don't need these options. So like yesterday, when you were talking about, really all you need is a laptop and a TV. Really, that's what it boils down to. But let's kind of talk about some other things that could enhance things for those for those that are in LEAP and they've been here for a long time and they've done multiple events. Just kind of, I don't know. My personal opinion is I think that would be very helpful to several people who are in LEAP. And I'll stop talking.
I think it's great. We've talked about like different workshops, or I mean that it's even like a lab, right? Like where you kind of you just a lab session where you're saying we're all going to do this together, and I think that was some of the comments too, Amelia. Even if you have been playing around, even if you have got events, how about we all build an event together on your own event? We go through all the steps and we do it together, and then you can start spinning off and doing your own thing on different things. But so yeah, I'm totally happy to do that. I think it would make sense to notify people of that specifically, so that they could know that it's not just another Q&A, but is a specific lab or something that we're going to work through. So I'll talk to Blue about that and see what he thinks.
All right. Thanks, guys.
I mean, I'm happy to make that a mastery day. I really have no issues with that. I just, that's and honestly, that's an easy mastery day for us to do as well. I'm really perfectly fine to do that.
Cool. Thank you.
Or even possibly not necessarily mastery day, but maybe one of the Obvio days being a lab day, a lab Obvio day.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, what you're talking about doing isn't a 2-second thing. Like that, it'll take us more than 2 hours to do that, and that's what these calls are scheduled for. So I have, like I said, I have no problem doing it, but it's the place for us to do that would probably be most likely be a mastery day.
Yeah,
I would love it for it to be a mastery day. I just don't want to like hoard it, because I know there's other people who have been in LEAP for a while and have all their dashboards and whatever, but. No, I mean,
I think that we would all be surprised by that number being less than we think it should be. How about that?
I'm sure there are lots of things, and I've created a few dashboards myself, that there are lots of things and tips and tricks that I know I'm missing.
Yeah. Or even like how to start the event, or me not knowing how to enter something. It's like, when you're first starting, there's like 100 options of what you could do first. And so you get stopped right there. So if you have 15 minutes, you go in, you try to do it, and after a while, you just quit trying. So if we have expert support, then that would take time that, the crew is making our dashboards for us, and then they can just multiply them. But we could actually learn if we had someone that would guide us over the rocks.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds good. Great suggestion. Okay. Anything else? Final calls. Last drinks. All right. Excellent. Well, thank you. That was a good one. There's lots of good questions and stuff that we got on to today. So thank you. No worries, Barbara. Thanks for hanging around the whole time. All right. Let's do it all again next week. Probably not the same questions, hopefully. But we can do the same questions if we need to. All right. 5 o'clock Eastern next Wednesday.
Oh, Grant. Let's not do the same questions if that's okay with everybody.
That's right.
Could we do different?
Yeah.
Could we do different questions? Yeah. Nice.
Tells me that we answered them properly if they're not the same questions. So we'll see.
We're going to go talk to other leapers to come back in and ask the same questions.
Please do. Please do that. Just honestly, please do that. I'll give you $20, awesome. Casey, if you do, and then I won't show up and just leave that one for Grant.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye.